Good morning, Dubai. It is Wednesday. We're so excited to kick off the morning with you. We spoke about the metro disruption, but we believe they're clear now, so do not fret. Also, how to be aware of fake websites and the Dubai Barbershop that's faking backlash for these really deeply disturbing videos they posted which mock children of determination.
And so if you are not subscribed to the Lovin Dubai Show podcast, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts from. And as I always tell you, don't forget to enjoy the show.
Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai Show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone across the country is talking about. Our top story today, there is a disruption on the Red Line today.
As well, beware of this fake Salik website.
We're talking about the Dubai Barbershop, which is facing backlash for mocking children of determination.
And if you cannot afford bread, take it for free.
It is 228 days since the genocide began in Gaza on October 7th. The current death toll stands at 35,562. The number of injured people is 79,652, and more than 1.9 million people have been displaced from their homes.
As well, do not forget your sunscreen, you guys. It is highs of 37 degrees in Dubai today, and humidity is at 50%.
Which means it's the perfect day for hot or cold tea on International Tea Day. We want to put it to you, the audience. What is your perfect cuppa tea? Hot, cold, flavored, English breakfast, chai. Hesham, you just cheersed me. Is that what you got there? Tea and peppermint? Like peppermint tea?
Yeah, this is like the, I would say, the typical Arab tea.
Peppermint tea?
Yeah. You know, but let me tell you, I love tea. And I feel like tea should be served hot. It should not be served cold. Because like tea is tea. And you can just like have tea like whenever, you know what I mean? I don't know, that's what I think.
That's not okay to think. You can think what you want to think. I think, actually, you know what's funny is that when we started talking about our favorite cups of tea, Emirates announced yesterday that they have like all the different types of teas. And I didn't realize that like some teas work for when you're anxious and some teas work for when you're, or to help calm you. So chamomile, if you want to stay calm. Let me just get it up. Green tea is also to help calm you. Is calm? Why am I saying it's so funny? Calm.
Oh,
no, green tea is for anxious. If you need energy, you should have Moroccan mint. If you want to stay alert, you should have the original Earl Grey. And if you need energy, again, you should have turmeric, coconut, and vanilla, which of course are available on Emirates flights. They sound so fancy.
Of course. I mean, I should maybe tell my sister to be like, hi, Marah, why don't you get me some of the tea that you guys have?
What is your perfect cup?
So, I don't drink tea anymore because it actually keeps me alert for so long, and it keeps my brain like working, and it just like never really relaxes. Maybe not even chamomile can ease me down, but so far I've been having a cup of chamomile tea every night before sleep.
And it helps.
It helps. I'm just like, the thing, as I am drinking it, I feel like I'm gonna fall asleep.
It's so interesting how tea is such a thing here in other countries, and in Ireland it's such a massive thing here as well, but it's so specific. There are like two brands that take over all of the supermarket shelves, and you're either one or the other. Like you're never both. You know, you're either Barry's or Lions. I'm Barry's. And like some of the Irish, that's the brand, and some of like the Irish salons here will always have Barry's tea for you because they just know that it's like, it's a taste of home. And when I grew up drinking it, I'm not a big tea drinker now, but it was so specific. Like you have to have the tea bag in the cup for at least 2 minutes to get like that dark color. And then it's got to be super milky. And then, oh my days, when I was younger, I would lump in, now I'm talking like before I turned 10, 3.5 spoons of sugar.
Oh my God.
3.5 spoons of sugar. That's what I thought was like, oh, it was so good. So good.
Same.
Luckily, I grew out of it without realizing that it wasn't. No one ever told me it wasn't good for me, by the way. I was like, yeah, 3.5 spoons, please, loads of milk. Lump it in.
Actually, you should get me the Ireland tea, so I should try it as well.
Yeah, I think we actually might have some here, but they are gold dust sometimes in Dubai. Like, it's so hard to get them. And usually it's like you're coming back, you fill your suitcases with crisps, tea, and bread if it's going to make the journey. Is it similar to English tea? Yeah, but it's better.
Okay.
No, that's no. So if you imagine English tea might come in like a nice dainty cup, like Irish tea, it comes in mugs, like it's a hug at the end of the day, like it's a really cozy feeling to have a cup of tea and a biscuit. Like that's the vibe.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Okay, the audience in Egypt, so in Egypt it has to always be in a transparent glass.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, I used to have like this tea fear because I was so obsessed with tea. And my dad had this technique just so I can make tea, just so I can make him tea. He'd be like, oh yeah, Farah, you know what? You make the best tea. And mind you, the tea that I make is nothing. It's nothing special, but he would just say that so I can make him tea.
Yeah.
So he would just like, and I figured that out later on. Like whenever we would have people over, he'd be like, yeah, guys, you know what? Farah makes the best tea. Farah, go make us tea.
And I was like, off I got to the kitchen.
I'm gonna go. I need to go show them all my, and they would all laugh at me. They'd be like, wow, Farah, this is the best tea. It tastes nothing special.
I'm sure. But the thing is, I always think, and I love your thoughts, tea tastes, it depends on who's making it. And sometimes it tastes better. I genuinely believe if it's made by someone else, it tastes better than if I'm making it. I do think that. I do.
Yeah.
Like the effort someone goes in to make the tea. But people are so specific. Like it's like tea bag for 3 minutes. Tea bag for, I just want a light dip. I want it there for 3 minutes. Like people are... It's tea day. We'd love to know your favorite tea in the comments. Good morning to everyone tuning in.
Yeah, and for everyone who's tuning in, let me tell you about a hack that I had that made my tea the best tea according to my dad. I would first of all put sugar, a lot of sugar, with hot water and stir it, and then I'll put the tea bag, and in that way,
you had a hack.
it will have like a gradient color. Like from down, it will be like a lot of tea, and from up, there will be no color. And then...
So it was the best tea that ever tasted. Yes, you had your own hack. You were doing it unique.
If Casey says so, then it's so.
Glow Diary, thank you for your comments. They love a hot Earl Grey tea. And then Kunshal Sharma has asked, can you confirm the metro situations, which we're going to jump into our top story, so we'll do our best to do that for you. There is a metro disruption on the Red Line happening now. The RTA has issued an alert to Dubai Metro Red Line users today, informing that there is a service disruption from Al Khail station to UAE Exchange. They said alternative buses have been provided between the affected stations, but as we are getting on the ground reports, there is a backlog of people.
Now, this follows the good news on Sunday in the RTA that has announced the services at Passive, Equity and Mashriq stations had resumed.
People are responding to the tweet by the RTA. Gabibi said no trains in Expo 2020 also, and Trib said so no trains between DMC and Centrepoint. Now, as always, we'll say if you message RTA, they will respond.
Yes, and the tweet says alternative buses have been provided. But if you can avoid taking the Red Line Metro this morning, please do so, because, you know, we have, as we've mentioned, sadly, you know, we just like heard the good news that the RTA RTA tweeted that the Metro is back on track and it's operating really well and perfectly fine. But I think they will be as well fine. They will for sure, you know what, pick it up as quickly as possible.
Well, 10 minutes ago, I'm just seeing because I jumped onto their Twitter. See, the RTA is on it. They tweeted 10 minutes ago for Dubai Metro users, RTA informs that service is back to normal on the Red Line. We thank you for your cooperation. However, we know that there is a backlog of people. So although an amazing service is back up and running, service is back to normal, thankfully, because we didn't know how long it was going to be, but now we know it's back up and running. There is a backlog of people. So if you can avoid in any way, shape or form, or message your boss this segment and let them know that it is a real excuse that the Metro has not been working this morning for a couple of hours. So if people are delayed, that's okay.
That is okay. And by the way as well, can I just say something that it just amazes me every time there is an issue with RTA, whether it's the buses or whether it's the Metro, or whether it's any road literally on the streets. They just are very quick to have that announcement done on their social media, specifically X, and they just quickly picked it up. You know what I mean? I was saying the news, and then it's like, oh, Kate's like, oh yeah. They just announce it. It's on again. It's fine. It's perfect.
Communication is so important, especially when you're running transport. So, and what they always say is tweet at them if you're unsure of something rather than listening to rumors. Speaking of rumors, we're going to jump into our next story.
Sorry guys, of course we all know Salik, but you need to beware of this fake Salik website. So a Dubai resident unknowingly clicked on the first Salik recharge website she saw, and it led her straight to a copycat scam site, of course. And upon visiting the sponsored site on Google,
it opened, and the account name, the website name was SalikAccountQuick.com. She confirmed a payment of 50 dirham, but then the website took 4,500 dirham from her bank. Salik has posted some tips on their Instagram to help people identify these fake Salik websites. This one, it was the top of the search engine. It said sponsored. Like, you have to be so vigilant in these cases. But this was a fake website, and our heart goes out to that person. That's no small sum, 4,500 dirham. They thought they were paying a Salik fine of 50. Paying the Salik fine in the first place is painful. And then when it was a scam and it went up to even more, just be incredibly vigilant on this.
I agree with you. And the thing is, by the way, like whenever you Google anything, let's say like you want a website for, I don't know, flowers, you want to get flowers, it's your friend's birthday. The first, I would say, link is always like, oh, sponsored. And a lot of times you do open the first link and it's often a scam. I mean, I don't know if you remember, like, 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting and I opened a website. And the first thing I get is like, oh my God, the Dubai police are coming for you. Put your bank details here. And I was like, yeah, I'm still going to put my bank details here. But of course, in her case, because like she thought that she is actually going to be paying the Salik fine.
We know the authorities are doing a lot on this. And has anyone heard, I only heard it on the radio this morning, the Emirates NBD scam ad? Did you hear it? It's so... So growing up in Ireland, when they really wanted to implement seatbelt fines, because there was people dying on the roads, they used shock tactics to scare people into really hearing an ad, because there's so many ads, there's so much information, there's so much noise, that to really get people to listen something, you need to shock them. So this ad shocked me when I heard it this morning. I haven't heard like a scare tactics ad. It was an AI voice. And it was...
What did it say?
The gender was ambiguous. And the AI voice was like, do you know if I'm a guy? I'm just paraphrasing. Do you know if I'm a girl? You don't, do you? You'll never know what is a scam. Be vigilant. Something like that.
God, that is scary.
It's longer and it's creepier, and you're sitting there thinking you don't know where they're going with this. You're thinking about AI, but they're basically showing you that the power of AI and the power that people can use to scam you. They're like, you don't know who you're listening to. Don't give your bank details ever over the phone. And that's
100%.
Clearly a great ad done by a bank to scare us, because they're probably getting so many complaints, concerns from people who are being scammed. So they need to shock everyone into vigilance.
That is true. And by the way, as well, people who are scammers are not stopping. You know what I mean? They are very, I would say, unhinged. They are disregarding the rules and the regulations of, like, they're not allowed to do this. They're not allowed to have a website. They're not allowed to have send fake emails. They are very unhinged, and they're still sending all of these fake emails and fake messages and fake calls, right? And we keep on hearing a lot of like stories of people that got scammed. So I think it's like the best if they just like maybe double check and be aware of the tiniest details, because sometimes you can miss such a tiny detail and it can be as I don't want to say the word, but like maybe as stupid as like the name of the link. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the only way to check, right? Because the visual is always pretty spot on these days. It's always the link.
Yeah,
it's always 100%. The email that you got the account from.
Yeah.
Like, I regularly get emails. I'm like, that looks so real, but it's the center of the email.
That is true. And as well, by the way, there's a hack that a policeman has once told me, because I did receive a fake email and I called the police and I was freaking out. And he's like, that's fake. But you guys should check who is the email sent to, because sometimes it can be sent in CC to other people. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, can be like an alert. And all the time, just like trust your intuition. Just like trust your intuition. If you feel like this is wrong, this is probably wrong.
Just don't pay your fines.
Yeah.
Easy. Let's jump into our next story. A lot of conversation about this across the city yesterday.
So, a Dubai barbershop is facing a lot of backlash for mocking children of determination. Of course, this is very sad. So, a barbershop in JLT shared a series of before and after videos intended to show the power of the haircuts.
However, in the before footage, the children are mimicking people with disabilities, and the comments highlight how this is problematic. The residents are labeling these videos as vile and deeply disturbing. The videos, by the way, have reached millions of people at this point.
So, as Casey said, the video has reached a lot of people, and Aaron, parent of a person with disabilities, commented on the video in a manner saying, "I find the content deeply disturbing, discriminating, and offensive. I can't believe that in this day and age that anyone would think that this is okay, or to give the impression to children that this is okay to mock a person with disabilities. It is so wrong. It is heartbreaking. There is no room for such content in an inclusive community."
And much of the comments that we got said the same thing. There was another comment: "As a parent of a child with cerebral palsy, I am disgusted. Not only should this place be shut down immediately, but also where are the parents of these children? What are we teaching them? In addition, there's so many other places that we could go. Are these shock and awe tactics? Is that what they're trying to achieve?" It's really sad stuff, it's always important to maintain a balanced view from our seat, and I don't know how to in this point, because I just could not get past what I saw in those videos, and I just don't think it was right. And I assume, I always, you have to think the best of people. You assume there was no ill intent, but I can't get past what I saw, really.
I agree with you. And look, the thing is, fine, I do understand, sometimes some kids can make fun of each other. And as a parent, you are there to guide them and to maybe inform them that that's not okay. But as a barbershop, to actually make fun and mock people and kids with disabilities, that is just showing that it is okay for you. You know what I mean? What marketing strategy is that? You know what I mean? You're not gonna gain anything. In fact, you're gonna be losing a lot of customers, not because of your work might be amazing, but you might be losing customers for your behavior and for your for the videos and everything. What did he get out of it? I just would like to sit down with him and be like, why would you do that? And
I just think as time changes and we're pushing and striving towards an inclusive society, it's just such a big step back.
100%.
It just really is. The post is on our Instagram feed if you'd like to take a look and to see the conversation that resulted from there. Another post that was on our Instagram feed, which is about inclusivity, is a beautiful act from a restaurant, but it's not just one. We actually see a lot of local restaurants that do this, and we love it. So if you can't afford bread, take it for free. This is an amazing act by a local bakery, and it deserves a shout out, and they also deserve your support, in our opinion. Afak Dubai, they awarded Kubza Bakery in recognition of its role in allowing an innovative endowment, meaning it gives food to people in need.
Now, Kubza Bakery launched, of course, their free bread initiative and their branches across the UAE to support families in need and workers who cannot afford to purchase bread.
The initiative is based on allocating a percentage of sales to provide fresh and free bread. And it also, by the way, which we think is a really great thing, it gives the bakery's customers a chance to participate in supporting the initiative. So you can actually go there purchasing bread and distribute it for free as well. So they're giving back. And then as a customer, if you're watching and you think this is great, you can give back too, all in the hopes of giving back to people in need.
100%. Honestly, I just love seeing those humanitarian initiatives happen, right? Which used to not be very, I would say, prominent back then. But now a lot of countries and a lot of, I would say, businesses, to be more specific, actually do implement that. And just shows that the more that you give, the more that you get.
Yeah, and I think I was wondering if it was common here if you saw it much growing up, or maybe in this case, the restaurant was awarded, so therefore we spotted it and we can talk about it. Sometimes you'll see a sign on a window and it's basically saying, come in if you need food, we'll pass it on to you. But it always brings up, when you see something like this and us talking about it, brings up the debate, if you do good deeds, should you share them? So this bakery didn't, right? It was awarded and it became public. But I think if your intent is good, it's no bad thing of you sharing a good deed because it inspires others. So if we say, oh, businesses give back, and then someone else is watching and they're like, oh, I could actually do something. It doesn't need to be big. It could just be water at the doorstep.
That is true.
During summer. There's small little things that people could do, and I think inspiring stories like this one have a bit of a domino effect.
That is true. Actually, there's a burger place in Jumeirah. I remember I was coming back from a concert really late at night. It was 4 a.m. and we went, to have a burger and have fun, just have food. And we were having food, and they served us free water. And on the water, they had like a thing like, water should be for free. It should not be paid for. And that was such a cute initiative. Like, yes, we could have gotten water ourselves, but the fact that, they are actually giving water because they think that it should not be paid for. It should be for free for everyone, right? It's just like very cool. And the fact that the Khubza is making this initiative of free bread for people who do not have, who cannot afford bread. Maybe they are going through a very hard time in their lives. It's just like a very cute humanitarian initiative, which is like, the total opposite of the unhumanitarian initiative from the last story.
Yes. Someone
two completely different worlds.
Triggering people for clout. Small gesture, which means a lot to so many people in need. Good point.
100%.
On this International Tea Day.
Oh my God. So you guys, I think I should make Casey my specialty. I think I should. I think honestly, okay, look, I think it's science. I think it's chemistry. So I think if you put like the sugar with water first, it kind of like dissolves, right? So when you put the tea bag, the tea kind of gets concentrated down.
I'm down.
That's what I think, and that's what I believe.
I try not. I'll probably just be like lynched here, but I try not to have too much sugar in my drinks.
I used to actually as well have 3.
I used to have 3.5 spoons of sugar.
Well, Casey, actually, you won because I used to have 3. And I would have
Where did we get that number? 3.5 spoons of sugar. But we think bit of fresh bread, bit of tea, nothing beats it. It's 8:55 on this Wednesday morning. Tayeb Santo of Regional Artist Spotlight. He will be joining on us on the show hopefully later on in the week, but that brings us to the end of the show today. Any more updates, we'll try and get them, Metro updates, we'll try and get them to you via Twitter. As always, if you missed the show, we go live in podcast format also. But thank you, Farah.
Thank you, Casey.
That brings us to the end of the show. We'll see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.